Okay, so now in this third video, we're going to go ahead and create a corridor. So I've got my horizontal and vertical alignment, and there's a few things we need to check first. One, you need to make sure you're still in the OpenRoots modeling workflow. Two, we need to confirm that we are in the correct model space. So we're going to go to the models here, and you can see that we're in the alignment model space. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and jump into the corridor model space, and then we're going to reference the alignment back into this space. So the way you do that is you open up your reference dialog, and you can just drag the 2D model space over to here. I'm going to choose coincident, click OK. Now we've got our alignment in here, but we're still set in the corridor. We're in the corridor model space. You can see it says corridor here, it's in the blue-green color, and it says corridor up here. So we're going to do a fit. There's our alignment, which is coming in by way of the reference. You can see it's highlighted there. You can turn it on and off. And now we're going to create a corridor element. But there's one other thing we want to check first. It's not critical that you check this. If you skip it, we can always adjust for it, but it's better just to check it now. So you're going to want to go to the template, click the button, and it should reach out for the template library. So what you're checking is to make sure that in this white space here that it is automatically loading a project-specific template library. If you don't have one loaded, then you're going to have problems when you go to do the next piece. So, and that's something that we need to document either way. So I'm going to close this, and if you don't see this template, there's a pull down here, and it could look like this by default. The idea is that you've got this little pop down, and you want to use the Create Template tool to open the template library. So that's how you do that. So now that we're sure that the template library is being pointed to correctly, it's project specific, now we're going to go ahead and create a corridor. So what I'm going to do here is hit escape, get out of that command, and I'm going to go to new corridor, which again is on the corridors tab. It asks me to locate the baseline, which I've got referenced in. So I left click on it. Now I'm going to reset for the active profile. Go ahead and accept by left mouse clicking that name. And now it creates a corridor element, which is a container element that holds other things. And so now it's automatically rolled into the next command, which is this new template drop command. And it's on my cursor here. And I'm going to hit the Alt key and down arrow to make sure that it's still referencing the template library. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a project template. So I'm just going to go pick one of these random ones that's got some stuff to it. I'll click OK. And so now I'm going to left mouse click to accept that template library. Now it wants to know where. So I'm going to begin dropping it here, and I'm going to go all the way to the end, drop it there. For something like this, for a test, I would probably just do 100 feet for a template interval drop, assuming that your alignment is over 100 feet, obviously. So this is a 2,000 foot long line, and so 100 feet should be acceptable. So I'm going to go ahead and data button, left mouse click to accept, and it's going to create a corridor. And so you can see here, now I've got some corridor geometry, and what it's actually done is created in the model space, home tab, models dialog. I'm working in the 2D corridor space, and it's created the 3D managed corridor model, and it has subsequently referenced that model space into my active 2D file so I can see it. As you can see, it's just a reference file. Both of these are just reference files. And the only thing in here are the corridor handles and some 2D geometry that's being told to create by way of the template. So the important thing is you're testing here is to make sure that it creates a corridor, that it looks like it does everything correctly. You don't get any weird error messages or bugs. There's nothing down here in the message center that looks concerning when you're running those commands. If you do, you need to document that, and you need to let the project-wise team know so we can address those issues. So that's the process of corridor creation. One other thing we're going to go ahead and do is do a corridor reports. Now, again, this is you got a down arrow, so you can choose different options here. I'm going to go ahead and just choose component quantities, and it says to locate the corridor. So you're going to click this outer yellow shape. It says, and if you hold over it, it'll say that it's the corridor and give you the name of the corridor. So I'm going to click accept, and you'll see that it's grabbing the component volumes from my template that's been extruded, and it's giving me the approximate component quantities and volumes and surface areas. And so you just want to make sure that that actually runs, and then you can run a report from here. Make sure that when you do that, that it again brings up the report dialog and that it's not empty like it was in the second video. And that concludes what we need to check for the corridor.